Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and welcome to a 30 for 30 Lightroom head-to-head raw edit. I've got Adam here right now, but if you want to play along at home, go to FroKnowsPhoto.com/LR3030. Not only can you download this raw file that we're about to edit, but you can get a free trial of Lightroom so you can play along with us. Adam, you ready to get going?
Let's do it.
All right, let's see what I'm working with this time, and we have a beach photo. Interesting. So the exposure looks to be a little off to me right off the bat. This looks like it could be a case for the new dehaze function. What is that in the background? Is that steam? I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'm seeing that there's a lot that you could do here. Wow. I just want to take a look and see what we've got. Oh, this is interesting. That's contrast. Let's get right to the dehaze because I see a lot of haze in this. Scrolling all the way down. This is one thing I hope they decide to move up. I wish I could move the dehaze back up to the top. Oh, and by the way, there's a grain thing here. You can make your image nice and grainy. Don't touch it. Don't add grain to your image. I'm not a fan of adding grain to my images. I'm going to get that back to 0. No grain. So that's with adding haze. Now we're going to go ahead and take it. Well, look how it cuts through. Whoa, it basically got rid of it all, but you can see that it punched up all those colors too. I don't want to go that far, though I do like the boomification that's going on there. I don't think there's any way that you could bring this person back. Like bring him back in a good way, Command Z to undo. Wow, this is not an easy one to figure out what to do with. You could really just mess with it. Like we could really mess with the color and just make it super strange. Isn't that the cool thing though, guys? As you look at this happening, that you can go so many different ways with Lightroom when you have the raw file. You have the power to do so many different things, and that's why we're including the DNG files here, so that you can go ahead, take them, and edit them yourselves. I'm here just to show you a bunch of different things that you can do. Even if you pull it all the way back, look how just changing the temperature makes it feel colder. And yes, you know the guy's wearing a jacket or the person, but you can make it feel warmer, and you can have a lot of different techniques that you can go through with this. I don't even know where to go. Honestly, let's go this direction. Is it ominous? Is the world about to end? Could we go all the way up with our clarity? No, please don't. And I don't think this is black and white either, because I like the color stuff that is going on here. And I love the footprints and everything else. Could this be a case for a crop just slightly? Because that smoke on the other hand side. And look, I don't want to get them into the full frame. I don't want them right in the front of the image, aka right in the center. I still want a little bit of rules of thirds here. Let's see. I'm not a big fan of doing that, but I don't think it really detracts from the image, which is this in the full place, because I don't like this. My eye went right to this smoke in there, so I'm just going to get rid of the smoke just a little bit, and that's what I'm going to get rid of. Boom. Let's see what else we could have. Let's see if lens correction does anything in this case. That's one thing I want to point out, is we have lens correction right here, enable profile lens correction. And I'm not seeing very much happening here. All right, so it's not doing much in this case. Let's keep moving on. A lot of this depends on the color that you go with. I don't like the black and white, but look. I like the feel of that. It's not too cold, it's not too warm. This is where you have to be careful with the tint, that you don't go too green, which is boom like that, or you don't go too magenta, which is that way. And I love just moving my sliders to see what's going to happen. It's all about cause and effect. Sure, it's good to have an idea of what direction you're going to go, which is what we all do when we sit down to edit. But then on the other hand, if you want to see how something's going to happen, go ahead and make the change, and then you could always undo it or go back to the beginning. I don't think I want to over-contrast this one. I know people are like, oh my God, you're not over-contrasting it, but I'm going to stay here in the linear thing because I like the haze, actually. I'm going to go back to my dehaze and see where we're at and see what happens. I definitely like having the haze in there, though, or not all of it. Because look, you lose your contrast here, but the fact that I can bring up my contrast even more, I want this, all right, I'm just going to go another direction and then we'll wrap up and see what Adam's doing, but I want to see what we're going to do. I just feel like it's a silhouette type, that you don't really need to see this person because the sun is coming in from the front side. So we made some changes. I like the color. I like what I did with this. I like where it's going. But I noticed something in the distance. There's people. This seems like a desolate area that maybe the people shouldn't be there. Well, this could be a chance that you could use the cloning tool and go ahead and zoom in, holding the space bar down to be able to zoom in. I can actually go further. I'm going to go ahead, bring this up. I can go to 4:1. There's all these people. I want you to go bye-bye, people. And then I'm going to line this up. And it's like, oh, I missed it, I missed it, I missed it. Slightly moving. Just a little bit, and I think we got it. So those people are gone. Look at that. They are all gone. Now I could sit here and I could go ahead and take away the rest of the people. All right, fine. I'll take away some more people. Why don't we just take away the people, Jared? That's what people want to see. They want people to go gone. And it's almost, let's see. You can't even tell. You can't even tell. Oh, there's even more people. I'm not going to take the rest of the people out of there right now. I'm not going to mess with that. I just showed you, you can take some of them out and you can go from there. I'm going to leave this as my final edit for this one. I like the direction that it went, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm interested to see how everybody else does it, as well as what Adam's working on, but that's where I'm going to leave it, and let's move on.
All right, here we go. Oh, nice. I love beach scenes. That's very cool. I see there's a lot of nice spray going on and some cool stuff in the clouds. So yeah, I know already that I'm going to be doing stuff to kind of bring out a lot of the depth and a lot of the information that's kind of lost in this region over here. I want that shimmer. I want the clouds to be deeper, and let's just see what happens with this thing. All right. So what I'm going to do here is the very first thing I want to do is I think the highlights are probably blown out, and I can look at the histogram. It looks like they may be. So I'm just going to bring the highlights down, and boom, look at how I closed that up over there. But you know, we might even be more dramatic with that. I'm also going to bring down my blacks, because we have nothing in the region of the blacks area here. See here the blacks? There's absolutely zero information. That is just empty, naked nada. So we're just going to go down in here, and boom. All right, let's see what that, oh, already that looks so much cooler. Let me see if there's any detail on this person here, what we're looking at. Well, the person is not necessarily in focus, so I don't really mind if that becomes a silhouetted human. All right, so we're just going to bring our blacks down. Wow, so much more drama to that. That's so cool. All right, I'm going to bring in my shadows and just see what that does for me a little bit. Our shadows are not really blown out, so I don't really want to do too much because I like what's happening over there. All right, white balance. Let's see what's going to go on with the white balance. It's a little bit cool for me, so I may just warm it up just a touch. Maybe bring it up to there. That looks kind of cool. Clarity, let's just pop in the clarity, boost those midtones and see how that's going to look. Wow. You know, sometimes with these sliders, like I will go way extreme in either direction and then I'll kind of bring it back one way or another just to kind of see where it's possible, and then it kind of gives me a sense of like where I like it to be. So if you see me doing something that looks really exaggerated, it's really just for that reason. Actually, I don't like clarity in the negative area on landscapes because I feel that it gets too mushy. All right, but as you can see now, look at all that surf. It's getting really, really, really cool. All right, we'll add a little bit of vibrance. Boom. And then there's also the other thing I hate about moving a slider and looking at the image, because I don't want to look at the value on the slider and be biased by that. All right, we're just going to move that over there. And one thing that I know that Lightroom just recently added is this thing called dehaze. So let's just see what the dehazer does. You know, I don't know what it's going to do. Maybe it's going to make everything go bonkers. Actually, that's really awesome. That completely blew my mind. That changed everything here. I mean, now all of that surf and all that spray looks incredible. Wow. All right, I'm sold on that slider. It's just for fun. Okay, we're at 64. Just, you know, that's kind of where I like it right there. And it even brought out detail over there. Let's just see what happens if we go the other way. Ah! Yeah, it's no good. All right, let's get back to where we were with that dehazer. I like the 64. 62 is fine, but I like the 64. 68's too much. Oh, yeah, that's really cool. All right, let me get back to where I like that. Come on. You know what? It doesn't matter. 65, 64. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right. So what do we have here? We got like a bird or something in there. I don't need to remove that. Fortunately, we have no sensor dust. This was shot at 4.5s, which is really nice. I'm going to re-examine what I did with the highlights here now that we dehazed. That's interesting. They don't really affect each other too greatly. So that's kind of cool. I can still keep the highlights, brought down a little bit. And yeah, now look at all the information we have in the blacks and in the shadow region here. All right, it feels like a much more balanced image. And let's just see with shadows, we'll just bring those up just a little bit like that. Man, that is like such a vastly different looking image. I don't even know if I love this, but I definitely think it's cool, and I thought that dehazer really kind of saved the day. So I think I'm going to leave the image like this. I think it's really dramatic, and I know I had a lot of fun editing it, so there it is.
So we have swapped our files. Now we're going to take a look at the screen to see what each other did. Are we ready?
We are ready.
On 27, 1. All right, go.
Oh. Wow.
I like yours better already right off the bat.
Me too.
I do. It's just, what did you do? Did you use more clarity than I did?
I did use a bunch of clarity, but I used the dehazer.
Oh, right. I meant dehaze, not clarity. I'm looking at your file right now to see how far with the dehaze you went.
Well, the dehaze is like a new deal, and I just found like a real magic spot for it, and it just brought so much life to the image.
Yeah, that's, oh man, it's tighter than mine.
Oh.
I'm very upset about that, but the funny thing is, our color is I'm a little more yellow.
Yeah, you're a little more white balance.
I went with that though. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I want this to be more of a different type of scene, but no, this one I got to hand to you. I like this one much better on yours.
Well, thank you.
And oh, you didn't crop. I cropped. Did
Yeah,
you see
I
my
see you
crop?
got a little bit of a crop going there.
I also took some people out in the background.
Now that I look at it, I kind of wish that I removed the guy over the shoulder right there.
The one guy?
Yeah, that one.
I mean, I basically what I said is I'm going to get rid of these people on the left. And if I really wanted to, I could have spent the time
Right.
to get rid of the other people. But in this case,
Yeah, I could see that.
but I like yours is very realistic. And I was going for more of a not apocalyptic, but just a darker look.
Uh-huh.
And it looks like I failed.
Ha!
It looked like I failed because yours is much cleaner. That dehaze really came through.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Wow. But they're pretty similar.
They are very similar. I mean, we both silhouetted the subject
Right.
and added more drama.
Darn, for once yours, maybe, was this the one, but I wonder if I said, not for once that yours is better, well maybe, but I think I may have said during this one that I don't want to boomify it too much.
Right.
I may have done that.
And honestly, with the dehazer, I wasn't afraid of boomifying because I love what it did. I don't even know what it does. It's like a magic slider.
It is a magic slider. Let's see, I'm going to go into mine and see if I can make it as good as yours real quick.
All right.
I'm going to see this, let's see. Oh, I did, I used a bunch of dehaze. I just think I didn't use as much as you did.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to bring mine back a little bit in terms of the color. I'm going to go get rid of some of that yellow. And let's see, and now I'm going to pull them both back up and see how that looks. Closer, but yours is still better. It's very subtle, very subtle. So, nice job.
Yep.
All right, guys, if you want to play with this DNG file, head over to froknosphoto.com/LR3030. You can download the DNG, and you can also download a copy of Lightroom for free. You can get a free trial if you don't have it right now, and you can play along with this edit as well as all of the other edits as they come out for the 30 for 30, and that is where we will leave it. Jared Polin, froknosphoto.com. See ya.